boards get clogged down. There's a lot of similar static creatures floating around, and Success and Tactics can pin Brendon's mana creatures early on in the game and allow Joshua to leverage a mana advantage.
It's game number 3 here of our quarterfinals. Let's go with a Temple of Malady. Freeman just playing a beautiful forest before passing the turn back. It's a swamp and a copy of Sylvan Caryatid. Ramp is certainly important here, as Velasco does have a copy of Thoughtseize in hand. And Caryatid here for Freeman as well. Both players with the acceleration and the mana fixing. Doomwake Giant to draw here for Velasco. The question is, does he have another land? You see the Sylvan Caryatid, he's going to start by firing off a Thoughtseize. So we'll take a look at Freeman's grip of a Forest, an Urborg, a Hornet Queen, a Pharika, Commune with the Gods, and a Doomwake Giant. Pretty good hand here for Brendon.
Though it feels like the card to take here may be the Commune, because this hand's pretty slow. It doesn't look like Joshua's draw cares that much, at least for the time being, about Doomwake Giant. Maybe Hornet Queen's the most powerful card at all times, just to take it. Maybe the same thing's true of Pharika, but to me, Commune actually stands out as the card that is gluing Brendon's hand together.
Definitely has some time. See Velasco down on 18 from the Thoughtseize. Now it's time to select a card. And it looks like he's going to go Pharika. So that'll hit the graveyard. This is another Caryatid. And that is a passing of the turn. Back to Freeman we go. Looks like Freeman going to cast a Commune with the Gods. Kind of take a look at the top 5 cards. Thoughtseize, Eidolon of Blossoms, a Temple of Malady, a Satyr Wayfinder, and a Forest. To the grip goes the Eidolon, probably the most powerful of the cards. Rest will go to the graveyard. See what the follow-up will be here. It'll be a Forest. Pass the turn back. Urborg going to tie the room together for the black mana.
Yeah.
Velasco going to untap. He will take a draw. You saw him miss a land last turn. Looks like he's going to miss another one. His draw was a copy of Hornet Queen. Though an Eidolon of Blossoms does give him the opportunity to try to hit here, so he will cantrip. Looks like he drew another copy of Eidolon, so that's a miss. Just going to pass the turn back over to Freeman.
Although the second Eidolon, if you weren't going to find a land, that's probably the card you would want most.
You are allowed to trade with whoever you want. However, if you want to buy or sell cards, the people behind this...
Freeman does have a land to play. Again, does have a copy of Urborg in his hand. We also know about the Doomwake Giant he has too.
On the table, I can get you to set that on the floor beside you and keep it there. Keep the food straight off the table. I don't want any of your...
There's an Urborg.
And I think that Doomwake Giant is appealing here if Brendon can fire off 2 enchantments the following turn.
I would be interested.
Absent that, it's not that exciting to...
Ooh.
You fancy, huh?
That's definitely fancy. We'll see if it's going to work. Here's an attack for 2.
I'm trying to capitalize. I mean, if he has a land-heavy hand and Joshua's missing land drops,
yeah, I'm cool with it.
it's a 2-for-2 trade. It's even in terms of card advantage.
Yep.
And it might be the best that Brendon can do with the circumstances.
Bioblight, of course, targeting Freeman's Sylvan Caryatid. It kills them all. So, bye-bye. There's Eidolon of Blossoms. Time to trigger.
And Joshua may just have to Success and Tactics away this Eidolon because if Brendon gets to untap, it's a runaway.
I don't hate that play.
Well, there's also the question of, why did Brendon go ahead and do that last turn? It's because with the Bioblighting his own Caryatid, it's because mana's not an issue for him, So if he's got expensive stuff, if he's got Doomwake Giants, he can cast it.
Yeah, there's a tactics.
And what else are you doing with this tactics, too?
We have a response.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man, this is a beating.
You want to know, you want to know what makes this play so great here from Brendon as you see this Murderous Cut? He left the Forest up. So even though there's Urborg in play and it's a swamp, if you're in Joshua's seat, it's really easy to say, oh, there's no Murderous Cut in this guy's hand. You're not even thinking about it.
That's a beating.
Brendon, that's a brilliant play from Brendon. It's subtle, but that is brilliant.
Yep. And now this is a runaway now. because now he's got to catch up from behind with the Doomweight Giant Nylon out there. Here's Nylon to draw a card for Velasco, and that'll trigger. Cantrip will come, so Test and Tactics is the draw. But I believe Freeman has a copy of Hornet Queen in hand. He's got 6 mana. Another copy of Doomwake Giant. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Attack, attack. It's for 6. Puts you to 10. That's for black mana. Cast the Thoughtseize. Oh my goodness. This is. Ring the bell.
Yep.
Ring the bell.
Yeah, ring the bell.
Pull him off of him.
Someone stop the damn match.
There's a Hornet Queen, a Tactics. This has just been a really well-played game by Freeman.
I like the Thoughtseize from Brendon because if I was hit by Wando, I would want to survey my work.
Yeah,
I would want to see what I left him with that he couldn't cast.
Take a step back, admire it. Here's a copy of Genesis Hydra. That's not going to hit. Freeman's going to untap here. Justin Porteous does win the match over Jeffrey Tang. Abzan mid-range does take care of Jeskai aggro. So that'll be moving on to play against Alex Lien playing Abzan. So we'll have an Abzan mirror on one side, and that'll be our backup match for the next round. Freeman trying to figure out exactly how he can close it up. There's what Veribos. Trigger, trigger. Good night. Brendon Freeman going to win this match over Joshua Velasco. 2-1. He will be our constellation pilot that's going to try to take care of Ivan Jen.
And Brendon, we talked a lot about how, Ivan's opponent last round, Bradley, played so well. Brendon's been equally as impressive on camera, too.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a loss. He has 2 draws.
I will say this. This is, this may be a little bit short on star power, on established names. We're in a place that we don't come to that frequently. Vidiandro Wijaya fell a little bit short of making the top 8 yesterday. Joel Lisette never really even got off the ground. I have been extremely